I'm sure at one point or another you have been called stubborn, inflexible, and possibly, well, you need to be more ongoing. Have you been called that? Because I definitely have. I have been called stubborn. I have been called, yeah, lots of things. Lots of things. And, believe it or not, I often come to Dee for her to criticize me. Believe it or not, after 20 years, let me tell you something. Most of you may not think so. Most of you may think that she always agreed with me. That is not the case. I can tell you that right now. She is by far my biggest critic, and she tells me when I'm wrong. She tells me when I'm like and she tells me most of the time when I'm being stubborn. Now, to deal with stubborn people, and I am one of them. I'm not gonna deny. I have my areas that I pivot fairly easy, and I have my areas that I don't pivot at all. I am very rigid when it comes to those things, and I'm gonna discuss with you which ones of those things are, so you can understand. When you're dealing with stubborn people, you need to ask them, and this is something that I encourage people to do, because most of the time you can get a lot more with honey than with something else. When you're talking to stubborn people, ask the reason why they do the things they do the way they do it. I guarantee you 100% there is always a reason behind it. I'm saying that because in my house, all the time, I have a certain way of doing things. Always. Why? Because I had gone through the other stuff, the other parts of doing it wrong or doing it not as efficient, and I had come to realize that, man, I was screwing the pooch. Let me just do it like this. So when somebody else is coming behind me and trying to do it, I'm trying to teach them to do it the way that I had done it so it can be efficient. And when they do it differently and they're taking longer, same thing that happened to me, then I get frustrated because, hey, I'm already explained to you the reason why you should do it this way, and now you're ignoring me, so it kind of annoys me. You see what I'm saying? That is a struggle that I have to deal with in my homestead all the time. All the time. Because Mrs. D is defiant by nature. I mean, I had never seen such a little person be so defiant in my entire life. And last, I had to explain to him every little single step all the way down, and then he asked me a million questions, and by the end of it, it's like, just go inside, son. I will take care of it. Dad, but I want to be just I need you to follow and don't get in the way. It's just one of those things. I'm telling y'all, when you have your little quirks, that's the way it works. They had learned to deal with, my stubbornness. And Dee tells me all the time, and she's like, it's not that you so much of a stubborn person, is you have a way of doing things. But your way does not always work for everybody, and that's what you don't understand. Because you put yourself as the baseline. You see? That's the thing. We who have a stubborn or stubbornness problem put ourselves as the best, not the best, but as the baseline. That's why we are the way we are. That being said, there are areas that I don't mind at all. Like, I'm not picky about how to cook. I'm not picky about what is put in front of me. I eat anything. You can ask her. Whatever. I'm not picky of waking up early in the morning, or I try to like sleep in until 7:30 at most. Then I get up and I just go, and I don't make noise. I don't do anything to wake everybody up. Some folks would do. Some folks will get really upset. The things that I don't pivot, or the things that I don't compromise, and some of you find this, or may find this, like, oh, you need to work on it, Billy. And some of you will be like, I'm the same. I don't compromise or play around or pivot when it comes to firearm safety. I do not. There are rules when you are with me, and you have to follow those damn rules. If you don't, I just don't hang out with you. Period. My son knows those rules. My wife knows those rules. The people around me know those rules. A firearm is always to be considered loaded. Do not play around with firearms with me. You will get an earful. I'm just saying right there. When it comes to safety, I have almost lost my life twice because of stupid decisions that others have made. I do not play around when it comes to safety at all, period. Some people may disagree. Some people might say, well, I just like having fun sometimes. And, if it's a little unsafe, that's fine. Twice, almost I lost my life. I'm not a cat. I don't have 7 lives. So, no. After the second time, I was like, never again. Never going to happen. That's it. Now, some of you, again, may say, well, Billy, you come on. You got to be a little flexible. Just don't hang out with me. That's it. That's it. That's as simple as it goes. When it comes to driving, I don't speed. I drive either at the speed limit or under the speed limit, at least 5 miles. Some people might find that, I don't know, annoying because, oh, you drive like an old man. Don't drive with me. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. That's as simple as it goes. That's it. Anybody can get into an accident. The faster you go, the more chances you get to get into an accident. I'm not in a hurry. You're in a hurry? Go. Go from nowhere to nowhere. If you want to get there faster, your problem, not mine. When it comes to my family's safety, there is no wiggle room at all. I don't tolerate anybody talking ill of my family, and I don't tolerate anybody or anyone within the family, being mean to each other. I just don't. And when I say my family, I mean my household. I don't tolerate that at all. Period. I don't raise my voice. I don't do bad things, like I don't drink and come home all drunk and none of that. One reason that I don't drink is because I have firearms. That's one of the reasons. Another reason that I don't drink is because when people drink, get stupid. You see what I'm saying? That being said, if you think those are bad things, if you think that I should be drinking, coming home at whatever time, beating the shit out of my wife, mistreating my son, don't have any respect for firearms, just throwing myself up there, to get into an accident and, lose my life. Seems to me that you and I are not aligning. You see what I'm saying? That's just as simple as that. So, preppers, the majority of preppers are stubborn. Let's be honest. The majority of preppers are stubborn. They have their own way to do things. They have their own courts to do things. But ask them why you do the things you do the way you do it. And I guarantee you, they're going to have a good answer to you. And if you understand where they're coming from and you abide by those rules that they have, I guarantee you, they're going to make awesome friends. Because ain't nobody perfect in this world. Nobody's perfect. And you have to accept everybody with their good and bad things. You just have to. That's just the way life is. I guarantee you that if you look right now to the person right next to you, that person is not perfect. So it is not okay to look at those who are stubborn and say, well, you're just too stubborn. You need to change. How about you pay attention and ask, why are you the way you are? What made you be this way? One of the best persons that I dealt with in Cuba. It was an older person, actually. That man was stubborn as a mule. He's still alive. Stubborn. Nobody likes him because he was stubborn. He was like, by the book. I mean, he will flat out call you out on everything. That man never called me out once. The man and I sit every single day in his house, and we talked. Never had a problem. Never. Why? Because I just listened to the things that he didn't like. And he didn't like it because, well, he had his own reasons. Do you think that I ignore his reasons? No. I acknowledge his reasons. I abide by his rules because they were good rules. Some of the rules I applied today. Did I die? I did not die. Did it make me better? Well, let's see whether or not it had made me better. Are you retired and you're not 50? Are you taking care of your family the way you're supposed to? Do you have people who come to you for advice all the time? Well, I think those answers should suffice, right? I'm not coming here to tell y'all that I'm better than anybody. At the contrary, I'm actually have made more mistakes than pretty much everybody. But I put myself up there, and if I come stubborn sometimes, I do have my reasons. When it comes to safety, when it comes to firearms, and when it comes to my family, I am extremely protected, and I do not pivot no matter what. What are the things that you will never pivot, that you will never compromise, that you are, for all intended purposes, stubborn? Let me know in the comment section below. Like always, rock on, rip on, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.